when it came off the market last year. Was just curious.
Yeah.
Did you hear her? Oh God, again.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for giving me a recap of my life. I appreciate.
You guys see how these questions you're being taught can trigger your prospect?
You can't even introduce yourself on the phone to me. You think I would want you representing me? I could represent you, no problem. Let me represent some grammar. Introduce yourself properly when I'm spinning plates over here, and I'm telling you, you better figure out how to call people correctly and introduce yourself properly when you call there, asking them all kinds of personal questions about their finances.
Right now, most of your prospects are just going to hang up on you. They're not going to actually give you a life lesson.
That's why I was calling.
Do I want you to be my real estate agent? Fuck no.
Just an honest answer from an honest woman. You're getting into people's lives.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring anything up like that, but.
So that right there, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring anything up. Unfortunately, when you try to stand guard and protect yourself, well, we all know where that goes.
Those are some personal fucking questions. Where do you live?
And from here, it just goes down, 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 down. Welcome back. Okay, this is take number 3. I'm not going to lie. The first time I couldn't get the sound to play. The second time I didn't hit the record button. And third time is the charm because I just did a full 25-minute video on this and we're doing it again. So anyways, it is what it is. So today I'm going to talk about what happens when you trigger sales resistance in a prospect. And what I mean is that sometimes we say things that we were taught to say, but we don't really know why we say them. Other times we were taught to just be super excited, right? But a lot of the things you've been taught by the gurus, right? By the sales experts in real estate or the people who created the scripts 20, 30 years ago, they don't understand that they're actually using human psychology against them instead of for them. And when you can learn how to use human psychology for you instead of against you, what happens is everything changes, right? Because wouldn't you rather know what to expect at the end of a call so you knew which objections that were gonna show up versus it always being a surprise? Wouldn't you like to know what your prospect's real reason for raising their hand to buy or sell a home is instead of them just saying surface level answers? We used to hear a lot of people in our office say, when I would get a sales call review from one of my agents, and they'd say, "Hey, Vic, can we ask you a question?" I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" "Well, we were on the call and, at the end when we asked for the appointment, the prospect said no." "Okay, why are they moving?" "Well, their house is too small." "Okay, why are they moving?" "Well, their house is too small." "Okay, but why are they moving?" "Their house is too small, Vic. We already said that 3 times. Their house is too small." "Okay, so what does that mean?" Who cares? Their house is small. I've seen a lot of people in much smaller homes. What's the problem? "Well, their house is too small." "Okay, why?" "Oh, well, they're having a new kid." "Okay, well, now we're starting to get somewhere. So why is their house too small?" "Well, because they're having a kid." But we don't know why their house is small. We don't know if they have a 3-bedroom or a 5-bedroom. "Oh, no, they have a 5-bedroom or they have a 4-bedroom." "Okay, why is their house small then?" "I don't know." "Well, if they have a 4-bedroom, that's the standard size. It's actually bigger than probably a lot of people's houses are. What's wrong with the house?" See, if we don't know that they have the in-laws living with them, if we don't know that one of the bedrooms is an office, if we don't know that they have, 2 other kids, if we don't know that they have 3 dogs, right? If we don't know all these things, then it doesn't matter because the house is small. Okay, there's no pain there. It's just a small house, right? And you don't know, so they haven't shared their real problem with you, so you're not part of the solution. So I want to listen to this call. Sound is shared because we're not doing this a third time because just too much. So let's just go into the call here and let's hear what happened.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
So did you already hear when she said hello, right? Do me a favor. If you guys are watching this on YouTube or maybe it gets cut up into shorts, when she said hello, what can you take away by her tonality? Happy, sad, right? In a good mood, in a bad mood, just from her tonality. I'll listen to it one more time. just listen to her tone, right? This is called conscious listening. Just listen to her tone.
Hello?
Hi, Kelly.
Yes.
Hey, Kelly. It's just I'm calling because I saw that the property on Jackson Street wasn't on the market.
I'm sorry. You're acting like you know me. Is that your name?
Yeah, that's my name.
Is that supposed to mean that I know you?
No, it's not a big company. Just
Okay.
me.
Your name's
So he was able to save himself a little bit by not giving away the name of his team, right? He was able to spare his company, from a possible, kick in the pants, and just said the company name, right? The brokerage name. So that was good. That was a good save, because, having somebody like this starting to attack your brokerage or your team name like that could just, that's just unnecessary drama that you don't need to deal with. What would you say her level of triggeredness is? Is she low on the trigger scale or high on the trigger scale, right? Are her walls of resistance super high or super low? Just where we're at right now. Just put in the chat, high or low, high or low, high or low. Where do you think Kelly is on the resistance level right now?
Mm-hmm.
what?
So she just comes out firing, right? She just comes out firing. Now my client, right, he wanted to use his script. He's like, Vic, I really want to use my script. I've been practicing it for a long time. I feel really prepared. I was like, okay, it's the same script that everybody else uses, though. Like, I just want you to be aware of that. Like, you're going to get people, especially if you call old expires, you're going to get people that have heard this before. He's like, no, I got it. It's good.
That's what you say. Hello, this is
So she literally knew the whole script. Now, unfortunately, she was also swearing a lot, so I don't want to keep those all in there.
I'm calling from where?
Right? So she's literally giving him the script. Let's move forward a little bit into the call.
EXP.
So because this particular agent wasn't using any verbal cues, you have a lot of these weird pauses in here, right? And I'm just going to go find a pause where if he was being a little bit, yeah, tell me what, okay, yeah, I right. If he was using a little bit more of those interjections, he could have, in one of those pauses that were awkward, he could have said something else.
EXP. Okay, and you're a real estate firm in Los Angeles?
Correct.
Who's asking the questions? Who's in control? Right? Who's asking the questions? So you're a this, so you're a that, so you do this, so you do that, right? And then there's a pause, right? Well, you're the salesperson. You should be taking control of this conversation. Well, what do you say, Vikram? Well, you say something like this. Hey, hey, Kelly, maybe we can just I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. If she's really, really aggressive, you could say hey, Kelly, can we, would it be okay if we started over? I didn't mean to offend you or apologize you, right? If she was really aggressive. And some of this out there is trial and error, right? Some of this is just trial and error. Like, what works in one market might not work exactly the same in another market, right? You might have more of an ethnically, culturally diverse market where there's cultural norms you have to follow. You might be in a tech market, right, where these tech people are used to certain things happening for them, right? You're going to have to trial and error this a little bit. Right. That's why inside the Real Estate Sales Academy, we work together on these for 6 months, because what works for one avatar is going to be slightly different than another avatar, which is another reason why these scripts are kind of funny, because you go into a real estate conference, write down the 3 biggest challenges that your avatar has. Great. You write them down, and then they give you a script that's one size fits all. It doesn't work like that. You got to know how to interact inside of the framework so that you become a normal human. Otherwise, you're going to sound super scripted. You're going to sound unnatural. You're going to sound just like this right here.
Okay. And you're a real estate agent?
Correct.
And you're calling me about my house?
The property on Jackson Street. Yep.
What about?
You see that she says, you're calling about my house? Yes, the one on Jackson Street. Well, what about it? Right? Unfortunately, when you get hammered with an objection-only script, when you get hammered, well, unfortunately, there isn't a lot to come back to, because it's hard to jump in and try to take control of the conversation.
About it.
I just saw that it wasn't on the market and it came off the market last year. Was just curious.
Yeah.
Did you hear her? Oh God, again.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you for giving me a recap of my life. I appreciate.
You guys see how these questions you're being taught can trigger your prospect? Right now, most of your prospects are just going to hang up on you. They're not going to actually give you a life lesson, right? Kelly actually did my client a great favor by showing him right out the gates why these types of scripts create so much resistance, right? Why these scripts create so much resistance in the prospect. It's because the way they're designed is for you to be great at handling objections, but it's super confrontational, right? Like you're getting into people's like lives.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring anything up like that, but.
So that right there, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring anything up. There's a thing called a status frame or a power frame. When you apologize, you lower yourself on the ranking, right? Hey, I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to bring up that. Hey, I apologize if I offended you. Totally different. Hey, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize. Your status is being dropped, right? Your status is being dropped when you sound like every other real estate agent and you say, well, we got the best this and the best. And they say, we've heard your script 10 times already. You really ain't got the best nothing. Like you're a great liar, right? It lowers your status when you walk into an appointment. Oh, hey, Bob, Sally. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be, thank you for letting me come. Oh my God, we're gonna have such a blast. I'm gonna show you about everything. You lower yourself, right? And consumers have been trained by salespeople and marketers. So they know what is considered salesy and not. All the things you try to do to not be salesy are super salesy, just so you know. Anytime you're like, I'm not a salesperson, you are actually being the most salesperson out there because guess what? You don't have the skills to be a trusted advisor. Let's keep going.
I was calling
It's just like, okay, how many people like you do you think call me?
How many people like you do you think call me? Well, we know thousands.
I'm guessing hundreds. Annoying, dishonest.
Yeah.
Not great
and
people.
guess what? Most of them say, hello, this is I'm calling from EXP. I'm calling because I noticed your house was off the market. Yes. Indeed. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she says the same thing back that other people should say because she doesn't know that there's a better way. Because nobody's ever shown her that there's a better way. If somebody showed her there's a better way, maybe there is a sale to be had. But right now, we don't even know what the problem that she's having is, right? We can't even try to analyze or say anything because we're into this call for almost 2 minutes now, and she is just ripping.
That's why I was calling.
Do I want you to be my real estate agent? No.
Just an honest answer from an honest woman. And this is exactly how I would feel if I got 50 calls, 100 calls, 500 calls that all said the same thing. Or you guys are even worse. You guys lie because somebody told you to say, well, tell them you have a buyer. Tell them you have a buyer. Oh, okay. So the minute the property goes off the market, all of a sudden 300 new agents show up with 300 new buyers. Where were they at yesterday? Right? It's just weird. Then you show up to their house and you got a whole pamphlet of booklets and marketing material. And they're like, wait a minute, I thought you were looking for a buyer. Oh, well, I am, but maybe I could just show you what I do that will help people like you get their home sold. No, that's not what I had you come over for. I wanted you to come over. And then there's a really awkward conversation and it's just always bad.
You can't even introduce yourself on the phone to me. You think I would want you representing me?
Well,
you now?
I think
you. I could represent you if you want. No problem. Let me represent some grammar. Introduce yourself properly when.
So she just rips him open by not because he didn't fully introduce himself.
Kabbalah, and I'm a fucking juggler. I'm spinning plates over here, and I'm telling you, you better figure out how to call people correctly and introduce yourself properly when you call their telephone, asking them all kinds of personal questions about their finances.
You see how people take it when you ask them questions without creating trust? You ask me all these questions about my personal finances, right? Because doesn't a home sale affect your personal finances?
And their life. Did it?
I didn't think I asked you any questions about that, did I?
Okay, you are.
And then, unfortunately, when you try to stand guard and protect yourself, well, we all know where that goes.
You're asking me about my fucking house that I live in. My
Correct.
home.
Correct.
That I own.
Correct.
Have some questions. Those are some personal fucking questions. Where do you live?
I live in Santa Monica.
And from here, it just goes down, 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 down. So there's a couple of things that happened here. Right out the gate, you could hear the tone, right out the gate, you could hear the tone was upset. You right out the gate, you could tell that you're probably going to get hit with some confrontation right out the gate. Like, you don't have to go far. It's right there. The way that I would have handled this personally, right? The way that I would have handled it, there's a couple of different ways you could open a conversation, right? If the person's like, hello, and they're, super happy, you'd be like, hey, Kelly, right? But in this particular case, because I could tell she was unhappy, and I wouldn't want to get the, hey, how did you find my information conversation, right? Like, that's kind of where that could have led down, would be, is this and I would have done it like really curious, ring, ring, hello, right? She's really, I can't even get that high of a pitch right now, but she's really upset. Her voice trailed up. You could tell she was a little irritated. Is this the owner of 123 Jackson Street? Yeah. Who's this? Hey, it's just Vikram Deol here. I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a moment. Yeah, what's up? Well, I'm not quite sure you could yet. I called to see if y'all would be open to looking at any like possible hidden gaps in the marketing process that might have prevented your home from attracting the potential buyers you're looking for to get it sold for the price you wanted. Well, yeah, I mean, blah, 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 right? She was upset. Why are you calling? Hey, I apologize if I offended you. What I do is, and you know how like a lot of people are trying to sell their homes, and sometimes they get frustrated with like the time frame to sell, or their agent not providing adequate feedback, or even if they would be happy with like the price that they got. Well, what I do is I give homeowners real-time information on the market and the actual reasons why their home didn't sell. I'm going to give you insights on how to like maximize your exposure by understanding the competitive market, and actually how to use that information to get the highest price possible. Does that resonate at all with you? And let's say she goes, oh my God, let me tell you, it all resonates with me. When it's all, like, how do you mean? Like, what do you mean by all of it resonates with you? Right? Could you unpack, like, was it your agent? Was it the price? Was it the time? Oh my God, my agent only showed up when he wanted a da 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 da. Oh, and how do you mean he only showed up? Right. And now you can start to drill down on each particular pain point that this prospect has. There's a couple of things that happens when you ask these great questions and you use conscious listening, right? When you're a conscious listener, and you're actually listening for curiosity, you're listening without judgment, you're listening to see if there's a problem that your solution can solve for them. Because if it doesn't solve it, why are you on the call with them? Right? You're listening to help. You're listening to be of service, not to get an appointment. Right? So you're actually listening to them and not to what you're going to say. But when they start telling you all the problems, right? Now they start to see you somewhat as a trusted advisor. They're here. They wanted to be here. There's a problem, a gap. And now they're kind of inserting you in there because they're sharing the challenges that they had with their previous agent. They're sharing the challenges they had with selling their home, and they're sharing it with you. So they're telling themselves, they're telling you, but they're also telling you guys together. The other thing is, it's kind of like a pressure cooker. Every time they give a little bit of an answer, psh, 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 sometimes they give a long one, psh, they're releasing some of their stress and pressure, even though they're talking to you and they're not talking at you at the moment. They're talking to you about their frustrations. They are seeing you as somebody who could potentially help based off of the questions you already asked, right? So subconsciously, human psychology is already working because you asked a couple of great questions. You use some tone. When they're talking, you're, yeah, nodding your head. Oh, that could be, tell me how you mean your agent that only called when he needed something like a price reduction. right? And you sound a little shocked and a lot of curious. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Your agent only called when they needed a price reduction from you? Yeah, they didn't call us at all. We went the last 45 days trying to track them down. We had 10 messages before they finally got back to us. We did this and we did, oh, wow. That could be really that could be really challenging. That could be really frustrating. That could be really stressful, right? You throw in an emotional word, right? So if we can open the conversation and build a little bit of trust right out the gate and show them that we're a little bit different right out the gate, what do you think? The walls of resistance are up or down? Oh, it gives me goosebumps because they come down so fast, y'all. And then they start talking to you and they open up and they tell you, oh my God, Vic, you have no idea how stressful. Because when I say, was it kind of stressful that like your agent didn't sell your home? You have no idea, Vikram, how stressful it was. What do you mean? Oh my God, we were supposed to be gone. We already were in contract for another home. We had to put the new construction on hold. We had to do this. We were going to get closer to our grandkids, blah, blah. Oh, wow. I apologize. You had to go through that. That sounds really stressful, right? And now you are part of their solution. So now at the end, when you say something like, hey, I'm just going to throw this out there because, again, I don't know the full logistics of your guys' situation. We just had a little conversation. I got to go to another meeting here soon, like I said. But I was just going to throw this out there. And if you would find it helpful, let me know. But would you guys be opposed to us sitting down? I can walk through the property, give you my expert opinion of why it didn't sell, and like what we would have done differently, and then share with you like why our clients are still deciding to move and why some of them are deciding to do like other things with the property, like stay in there or whatever they're doing. Would that be helpful to you if we went through like, a quick little presentation and I shared with you the 3 most important things of why homes don't sell in today's market with the basic agent? Oh no, that'd be really helpful. Great. And just to make it easy, I'm not sure if you're in a rush, but would mornings or afternoons, or would afternoons or evenings, or would evenings or weekends work better for you? Oh, we're more weekendish. Okay, great. Would 10 a.m. on Saturday morning work for you? Yeah. Boom, you book the appointment. You have some pain. You have a gap. You have their frustrations. They've seen you now as a trusted advisor. And guess what? You never had to tell them about what company you're with. You never had to tell them about how many houses you just sold last month. You never had to look. I am super duper lazy. All right. I hate prospecting. Let me tell you, don't tell anybody this. I hate prospecting. I despise it. I hate the fact that I have to think about, it gives me stress to even think about it, that I need to get on the phone for 3 or 4 hours every single day so that I can have great conversations. Well, I'd rather just spend like 3 hours sharpening my sword and 1 hour attacking than spend 4 hours with a dull knife out in the field trying to cut down a tree. What most agents and brokers teach you is that it's a numbers game. And the reason they teach you that is because they don't understand human psychology. They don't understand what makes a prospect tick. So you need to learn human psychology so that you can get inside, because I'm lazy, right? I'd rather work for an hour and sharpen my knife for 3 than work for 4 hours, breaking my back, sweating, and the tree still doesn't fall. But then I see some guy over there, tree come down after 15 minutes. What'd you do? Sharpen my knife. What were you doing? Out there hitting it with a dull knife? Oh, that's not smart. So let's be smart. Do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe, because we got to help more people win in this marketplace. We got to help the agent who did 24 deals last year, and this year they're down to 4 and they're stressed out and they don't know where to turn. And they're tired of going to the big boxes. Like they don't want to go to the big gym anymore. They want the gym that's focused on them, right? They want the studio that's really focused in on them. Let me be your studio. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.